The 2017 Champions League final was well set up to be a classic. As the familiar cliché goes, it was the unstoppable force against the immovable object. It was the exciting, goal-friendly, and superstar-filled Real Madrid against the impenetrable, tactically disciplined, and hard-working Juventus. Real Madrid lined up in their, at the time, usual 4-4-2 diamond, with Isco at the tip of the midfield and Cristiano Ronaldo and Karim Benzema up top. Juventus, under their tactically versatile head coach Massimiliano Allegri, were the ones who switched things up, going for an unorthodox 4-2-3-1. Dani Alves, a legendary attacking right-back, played as a winger, while Andrea Barzagli, a natural central defender, played as a right-back. Those adjustments were odd, and would prove to be a mistake by Allegri. To start off, however, it looked like it was Real Madrid manager Zinedine Zidane who was the one in trouble. His tactics weren't quite clicking, and some of the team's old recurring issues were rearing their head. One of those old problems was the lack of defensive width in the 4-4-2 diamond. Though Zidane asked Isco and Kroos to form a flat line of 4 in their own half, Madrid kept their narrow shape higher up the field. It was possible that they did this in an attempt to overload one side of the pitch. Unfortunately, Juve were able to bypass this rather easily, as they simply switched play from side to side to enter the final third. Once there, Mario Mandzukic would move into the box to aid Gonzalo Higuain, while Paulo Dybala, Sami Khedira, and Miralem Pjanic would make runs to the edge of the box to latch onto cutbacks. And in the 27th minute, Juve scored this way, with Mandzukic netting an incredible bicycle kick effort after a switch of play. Despite taking advantage of their opposition's defensive frailties, they could have better exploited Madrid's weaknesses had Allegri made superior personnel choices. The selection of Barzagli at right back isolated Dani Alves and ensured that most of Juve's attacks were forced to go through the left wing. Real Madrid also lacked an effective offensive structure to progress play. Part of this had to do with the presence of Casemiro, who was always moved up high up the pitch in the Zidane era. This forced Luka Modric and Toni Kroos to drop and construct play from deep. The other part of it had to do with Isco, who also dropped deep, leaving no one to move between the lines. The wonky structure made it difficult to bypass Juventus' asymmetric 4-3-3 press. Whenever Madrid circulated the ball to the wing, either Mandzukic or Alves would step up to join Higuain and Dybala up top. The far side winger would drop into midfield and protect against the switch, creating the 4-3-3 look. As the ball rotated towards the other side, the same thing would happen on Juve's other flank. It was successful, but Juve didn't do much with the turnovers they created. That proved costly. In the 20th minute, Juve committed a rare error in their press after losing the ball, allowing Madrid to streak up the field and score through Ronaldo. But that was one of the only noteworthy chances Madrid managed to create in the first 45 minutes, and the half ended at 1-1. Understanding that his team needed to improve significantly, Zidane made some excellent halftime adjustments. First, he asked Isco to move in between the lines so that Madrid could start progressing into Juve's half more regularly. Secondly, he asked his team to be more patient on the ball. He wanted them to move play from flank to flank instead of crossing immediately. Finally, he also requested his team to be more aggressive once the ball was lost. In other words, he wanted Madrid to counterpress. All these instructions meshed beautifully to help Real Madrid dominate the second half. Isco became more disciplined in his positioning, helping Madrid assert patient control of the game. This considered approach allowed Madrid's players to organize themselves in possession so that they were well prepared to counterpress. As a result, Juventus could barely breathe and eventually self-destructed. A deflected Casemiro long shot in the 61st minute started off the rout. 3 minutes later, Modric executed a successful counter-pressing action and delivered a cross to Ronaldo to make it 3-1. That effectively ended the game, making Marco Asensio's 90th minute goal inconsequential but no less enjoyable. Minutes later, the final whistle blew and it was official. Real Madrid had become the first team to win back-to-back Champions League titles. Thanks for watching this week's School of Real Madrid video. If you like our work, please consider supporting us through our Patreon and be sure to follow us on all of our social media channels.